Hello, so today I am going to walk you through hosting a virtual workshop. So on my screen right now, I'm showing how I kind of set up a mission control during these workshops. You're gonna have to use your imagination a little bit. Normally I have two screens, but I have it shown here on how it would look. So the right side is one screen and the left side is another. So typically I'll set it up so I can see the dry run agenda, the Q&A, polling questions, and then the live presentation that the attendees are seeing. And then on the right side, I have it set up so I can see the entire Zoom webcast console, including the panelists and chat. And then I have access to all of the buttons along the bottom, as well as Slack, since we do a lot of communication for Q&A and also just general workshop communication through Slack. So this is much easier if you have two screens, but this gives you an idea of everything you're going to need to see during the live workshop. All right, so getting started. So when you log in, you'll typically do a prep call about 30 minutes prior to the workshop. And this is the Zoom webcast console that you will see when everyone logs in. So along here on the right side, you're going to see the panelists. And just keep an eye on these, make sure that everyone clicked on their correct link, otherwise they will join with somebody else's name. If you have duplicates, just send a Slack message to that person and confirm that they clicked on the correct link. You'll also see, once you go live, if you click on the Attendees tab, you're going to see the attendees start coming in after you broadcast, and we'll go over that in just a second. But this is your participant console where you can see everybody. You also have access to chat for the workshops. We don't use chat for questions. We direct them to the Q&A. However, you will push a couple of notifications through there, for example, reminding attendees to use the Q&A feature if they have questions. And also you're going to push the end of event survey. If you need to do the demo environment code, you would do all of that via chat. Now, during your 30-minute prep session, you're going to see this practice mode. Once you're ready to go live, you'll typically do a quick countdown, let all of your speakers know that you're going to go live in 30 seconds or whatever it may be. And then you're going to click broadcast. Clicking broadcast makes this live, and that's what allows attendees to join. So we'll typically do that anywhere between 2 and 5 minutes prior to the start of the actual workshop. All right. So as I mentioned, we do Q&A through the Q&A feature. You can find that down at the bottom of your screen. If you click on the Q&A button, it will bring up this box. You'll notice you have an open, answered, and dismissed. All new questions come into open. You can mark them as answer live, or you can type the answer in. Once the question is answered, it moves into answered, or you can dismiss it. You'll usually use dismissed for things like when people say thank you, or I got it, it's working now, that sort of thing. And that'll just move it out of the queue and into dismissed. Next up is polling. Again, you can access this down at the bottom of your screen, and it pulls up a box like this. It's pretty easy to use. You'll notice you see poll 1 when you load it. If you need to go to poll 2, you're just going to click this drop down arrow right here at the top next to edit. And you'll see a list of all polls that are available, and you'll just click the next one that you want. When you're ready to launch it to attendees, you're going to click Launch Poll. You can also allow panelists to vote. That's up to you, but you can click Launch Poll. Once you hit Launch Poll, it goes live like this to the attendees. So you'll see it in green, and you'll see the answers start to come in, and there is also a timer up here. So you'll want to keep it live just for 20 to 30 seconds, something like that. You can watch this and you'll see attendees slow down, right, as they get a bunch of answers, and then it just starts slowing down. That's a good point to turn it off. To do that, you're going to click End Poll, and that will remove it from their view. And then it'll change to Show Results. So you'll click Show Results. That'll show it to all of the panelists as well as the attendees. And your moderator can talk through that. So again, that's down here at the bottom. One thing I forgot to mention, as soon as you hit broadcast, it's going to start recording automatically. So you don't need to worry about recording. That'll go to the cloud. All right. one last quick thing. Since we don't really use the chat for attendees, we have it normally set to allow attendees to chat with all panelists. They usually use that for technical issues, although we do prefer it goes through Q&A. Sometimes it will come through chat. So down here in the lower right of the screen, you'll see these 3 dots. You can click on that and it allows you to change who attendees can chat with. So all panelists and attendees, that's if you want them to be able to communicate with each other. Just all panelists or no one at all. We typically don't turn that off because some people do have trouble finding the Q&A, and we like to use this to direct them to it. And that is it for hosting the workshop. When you are done, you basically just click end and it ends just like a normal Zoom meeting.